I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming.
Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is 𝕍𝕋. If you're new, if you're not new, how are you doing? How have you been? So we have episode 4. It's 3. Listen, do we need to number them? No, we don't. So this is another episode of Becoming That Girl, and if you're new here and you don't know what this series is all about, I will link the playlist in the cards for the first 2 episodes. Let's get into today's video. So as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about habits. These are the 10 habits that I think you need to adopt in 2022 in order to become the best version of yourselves, because as we know, becoming that girl just means being our highest, showing up as our highest self, becoming the best versions of ourselves, living our lives to the fullest of our potential. So again, I want to apologize if the camera's moving. I wanted it to be very cozy, so I'm sitting on my bed, and so the camera's also on my bed, so every time I kind of move and talk and use my hands, it kind of shifts the camera. The importance of habits. I have a book over there called $1 Million Habits. I want to reread it, but it just breaks down the importance of building habits and why they are what help you to reach your goals, because as we know, it's all about the little small things that we do every day. It's not big changes, it's not humongous, it's small incremental changes that happen over time that create big change. And so building certain habits over time, building routines over time, are what will help you to sustain a life that you want to live. The first habit that I want you guys to adopt in 2022 is a set morning and night time routine. And the reason that I believe that these are so important, especially your morning routine, well actually both really, but the reason I think your morning routine is so important is because it helps to set the tone for the day. It gives you an opportunity to take time for yourself before you get into the hustle and bustle of your day, before you gotta go get to work, take care of your kids if you have children, go to class, start doing whatever it is that your day demands of you. You got to take some time to really do something for yourself, ground yourself, and spend time in the present moment and being here. Some things that you can include in your morning routine are, you know, doing a little bit of journaling or some meditation. If you can go for a walk in the morning, if you can exercise in the morning. I mean, like, it's all subjective, right? Because your life is different to mine and you might not have all the time in the world. But even if you can just take 15 minutes before you start getting ready for work to just read something or listen to some calming meditative music or some affirmations, just anything that helps you to ground yourself and get your day started in a positive way. Doing some gratitude journaling. When you wake up in the morning, what are some things that you're grateful for? Things like that really help to set the tone for your day. Same with your nighttime routine, just doing things that help get you in a relaxed state to get ready for bed. One thing that I want to incorporate in my nighttime routine is actually pajamas, and that might seem really silly, but like when you think of when you were a child, getting a pair of when you put your pajamas on, you knew it was time for bed, right? And like, I don't have pajamas, I just kind of either sleep in whatever t-shirt I have that's just in my bed. But just getting into the mindset that it's now sleep time, you know, it's nighttime, get off your phone, you know, make sure you have your dinner cooked, clean your kitchen before you go to bed, at least pack away what you cooked with that night, like just things like that. So a morning and night routine are something that I think that you should really implement or try and make a part of your day-to-day life in 2022. Number 2, which goes hand in hand with what I just said about morning routines, is no phone first thing in the morning or last thing before you go to bed. And the reason for that is because, especially if you're into spirituality and things like that, or just understanding the science of the brain, we know that our subconscious mind is most, I don't want to say malleable, but malleable when we first wake up and just before we're about to go to sleep. So if when you wake up, the first thing you're doing is picking up your phone and you're digesting all of this social media or whatever news is coming in, you're not giving yourself a chance to just be in the present moment. I'm gonna keep saying that throughout this video. Just being in the present moment is really important. So when you wake up, try not to 10 minutes, even if it's just 10 minutes before you get out of bed, wake up and don't touch your phone. Before you go to sleep, try to have no devices at least an hour before you go to sleep. You know, if you're watching TV and such, that's fine. But even me, I'm trying not to watch TV before I go to bed, just so I can really just be with my thoughts and think about the day, reflect on gratitude, things like that, do some visualization, things of that nature. But I think no phone in the morning. People say, I haven't done it yet, but it is something that I will be implementing, that it really does make a humongous difference in your day when you start it without going on your phone first thing in the morning. Habit number 3 that I want us all to implement: reading. Reading something. It doesn't have to be self-help, self-improvement, so it doesn't have to be anything like that. Taking time to step out, like just getting away from devices, like just taking the time to read. I used to read so much when I was younger, and reading is just a way to kind of escape and feed your brain in a way that's different than what social media does. As you know, social media has this instant gratification, and it causes us to lose patience, and it does shape or reshape our brain and things like that. But doing something that takes a book takes some time to get through, right? So it just kind of helps you to slow down, and again, intentionality and just being in the present moment and enjoying what you're reading and getting lost in a book. There's nothing better than getting lost in a book. Have you ever read a book? Like, I have had this experience many a time where I will read a book, put it on to go up and get a snack or something, and come back and be like, what was I watching? And it was like, I wasn't watching anything. I was reading a book, but it's like you get so engrossed in it, and it's just such a nice feeling. I have a book over there that I'm going to start reading. It's not a fiction book. It is a science. It's a Dr. Joe Dispenza book. I want to say a thank you to, I think her name's Tanisha. She got it for me. It was on my Amazon wish list, and she bought it for me, and I'm just like so thankful. Like, you're so nice. I can't believe it. And so I'm gonna start that book probably tonight, actually. But reading, guys, we need to be reading. At least try to read. I want to try to at least read a book a month, which I think is a decent amount. But I want to take my time with my book. I don't want to rush it and just get through it. I want to really digest it and all that kind of stuff. So, reading. Habit number 4: move your body. I am guilty of laying in bed all day. I have that luxury. I have online classes. I don't have to get up if I don't need to get up. And you know, people, they go to work, the sedentary. Girl, you know what I'm trying to say. They sit at a desk all day. We need to be more intentional about moving our body. Whether that be dancing, going for a walk, cycling, skipping, yoga, stretching, any type of movement. We really need to get more in tune with our bodies and move up. We were not meant to be just sitting and doing, like, that's not what our bodies are meant to do. That's why we're breaking on at 30 years old, and our body and our bones and our back and all this is hurting because we're not doing anything. So for me, I want to start, I want to continue to go on walks in the morning, get back in the gym 3 times a week, I want to do yoga every day, just doing different things that encourage and force me to move my body and get my joints lubricated and my muscles moving and my blood flowing and my heart pumping and all that kind of stuff, because it's really important. And habit number 5 that I want to encourage us to do, and that is to eat healthy or healthier. Whether that just be incorporating a serving of fruits and veggies in your diet every day, swapping out a soda for a juice for a water. It doesn't have to be a really humongous change in your diet. It doesn't necessarily have to be for weight loss or anything like that, but just to become a healthier version of yourself. But being mindful of the things that you're putting in your body. I want to get back to meal prepping and all that kind of good stuff. I want to try out HelloFresh, actually. So if you want to see that, let me know, because I definitely do want to try out HelloFresh and see what the hype is all about. But just healthier eating, I want to minimize my takeout to 1 day a week, whatever works for you, but just trying to eat healthier and make those little incremental changes in your life. Number 6 is to learn a skill. And I say this because I just feel like it's so important for us to continue to learn and to elevate and to build upon what we know and to go to that next level with everything that we do, or just learn something new. The saying, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but better than a master of one. So yeah, just learning some new skills in 2022. I want to challenge myself to stick to 1 new skill for 3 months. So I want to learn 4 new skills in this new year. I'm not really trying to pressure myself to learn too many at once, because I really do want to learn a skill. I don't want to learn it and not really be able to continue to use it. I want it to be something that I'm actually focused on and learning. And so I want to say a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this part of this video, girl. Now, If you don't know what Skillshare is, babe, you must be living underneath a rock. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members across hundreds of countries. It's a place to get inspired and learn new skills. Now, what I love most about Skillshare is the sheer number of classes. When I tell you there is something for literally every single person, whether you're into graphic design, or you want to up your self-care game, or you want to be a marketing guru, babe, I promise you there is a class for everybody. There's a class for your interest. There's a class for whatever skill that you want to learn. I just started Great Graphic Design, Create Emotional Gripping Typographical Art by Sophia Yashi. I want to learn how to use Adobe Illustrator in the next couple of months, and this course is perfect for a beginner like me. Skillshare is also ad-free, so you get to stay in the zone while you're doing your courses. You ain't got to worry about skipping no ads or anything like that. And there are new premium classes launching every single week, so there is always something new for you to learn. There's always something new for you to explore on Skillshare, and the entire catalog is available with subtitles in Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German. So they pretty much got us covered. If you want to learn something new on Skillshare, I really encourage you guys to try it out. I am so excited. I'm so thankful to be partnered with them. And the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So I want to say again a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of the video. And let's get into the next habit. The next habit that I really want to do is being organized, planning my day. I think that will be really helpful. I think that's really helpful for all of us to be more intentional with our time, like to just figure out what we're gonna do in the day. It doesn't have to be minute by minute, hour by hour, but just kind of figuring out, okay, morning time I have to get these things done, afternoon I need to get these things done, so you don't feel so overwhelmed and feel like you haven't done anything. Oftentimes I feel like I've wasted my days, and I don't want to do that anymore because time is so precious. Like, time isn't real, we all know, but it's also so precious. As much as it's not real, it is precious, and I want to utilize every moment that I have on this earth to the best of my abilities, if I'm being honest. Like, rest is important, and I'm not saying to be overproductive and this toxic productivity, but I'm just saying that planning a day, I feel like, is really helpful to just... I want to plan by the hour, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, I have to content create from 10 to 12, lunch break. Okay, I'm going to edit for an hour. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning. Like, I really want to get to that point of productivity and organization, and it might be a little over the top for some people, so just do what works for you. But I do think that planning and having some kind of structure for your days and just kind of knowing how they're going to flow just kind of makes it easier for you to not waste time, essentially, and to be able to utilize as much time as you can and not feel overwhelmed because you feel like you have too much stuff to do, because you've planned it out so that you can really get it all done. And the next habit that I want us all to please adopt is less screen time. I don't know about you, but in 2021 my screen time was about, I really want to say it was like 8, 9, 10 hours. Now it's done. It's on like 5 right now, but I really want to get it done. Like I said in my first episode of Becoming That Girl and what really sparked this, I don't want this for me. Scrolling on TikTok for 3.5 hours. Am I not embarrassed? That's embarrassing. So I really want to lessen my screen time. I encourage you guys to try to do the same. You can set limits on your phone and things like that. I'm going to try and do that. But just being more present in the day and not so engulfed in our technology. Like, that's one of my biggest things, is just being present in the moment. And I keep saying it, like I said, I'm going to talk about intentionality and being present. Like, I just want us to be in the moment. Reading, going outside, going for a walk, listening to music, like just doing different things instead of mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Just less screen time. We don't need to be in front of our phones. Like, I promise, the Twitter feed will still be there. It'll be there in 6 hours. It's really not going anywhere. Like, habit number 9 is journaling. I really think journaling is so important. I started journaling in September, and then I fell off mid-October, and I haven't journaled since. But when I was journaling, I found it to be really helpful for me to write down my thoughts and what was going on that day, especially like having prompts. If you're not good at it, like finding journaling prompts, you can find those on Pinterest, absolutely anywhere. And just getting your thoughts out on paper, whether you do it digitally or you write it down on a piece of paper. But journaling it's like therapy in a sense. Like, you're just getting out your thoughts, and the more you do it, like anything, the easier it becomes and the more natural it feels to write down what you've been going through in your day. And it's nice to look back on it and kind of see where you were in that space in that time of your life, and like where you are now and the kind of growth that has occurred, and you know, all those kinds of things. So journaling is something that I really want to make sure to implement this year and to be consistent with this year, because I just feel like it's really important to get your thoughts out, especially if you're not talking to anybody or you don't feel comfortable, or you want a really safe space and therapy isn't available to you. This is something that you can do that can definitely give you that same kind of similar feeling to that. Habit number 10, which I've been saying throughout this entire thing, is intentionality. So that's just being present and intentional throughout my day. And I really want us all to adopt this habit of just being intentional about the things we do, the things we say, what we do with our time, and just about our entire days, about our entire lives. Intentional about, like, I really want to go deep into this, like, in a video, so I'm not really going to go into it too much right now. But, like, I had seen this TikTok where this girl was talking about just how her Korean friends have really clear skin, and how they, like, took the time washing their face and really massaged the product in and really rinsed it off and really made sure everything was clean before they move on to the next step, and put the product on and wait for it to dry before they move to the next step. And that might seem like, what are you talking about? But I just feel like that's being intentional. You're being intentional about how you are doing your skincare and just being present while you're doing it. I feel like we rush through so many things in life. Like, again, reading the book, being intentional about what you're reading, not just reading it for the mindless, like, not mindlessly reading, but reading and taking in the information and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Your morning and night routine, not just doing it out of habit and routine, but being intentional about doing it and understanding the importance of it and why you are doing it, so that you aren't just doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? Being intentional if you do move your body, not just doing a workout. Like, you know, you heard about mind muscle connection when you're working out. Like, being intentional about the movements that, like, intentionality is ingrained in every aspect of our lives. And that's why I put it as number 10, because I feel like it's something that you can implement in every facet of your life. And so, yeah, I really hope that you guys liked today's video. I'm really excited for these habits that I've put, these 10 habits for me to implement. I would love for you guys to leave me a comment down below what habits you want to implement in this year. Anything that I didn't list, or things that you would swap out from what I said, stuff that you wouldn't add that I might not have thought of, that would be nice for me to also try and implement in this year. But yeah, so give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. I want to say a huge thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. You can use my link down below. First 1,000 people to use it, we've got a 1-month free subscription to Skillshare. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because you know you want to be lit with me. Turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in my next one. Peace out, Girl Scout. Check you later.